Gane Legends! What's up, Jock? How are you, brother? What's up, Eric? How are you, mate? Where is the old jolly holiest of spirits? Yeah, I'm a bit of a Grinch. I got over Christmas real quick. I don't have a lot of Christmas. Listen, we did a special Christmas Day stream. I made it a whole to-do for Christmas Day. We had a whole to-do about it. We had a good time. That's over now. How are you, Justin Kennedy? Oh, hello, Mr. Douglas. You decide to go rave again. Oh, hello. Stop yelling at you. I'll never stop yelling at you, mate. How are you guys? And what's up, Trip? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. How come Paulo Costa pulled out? Because that's what Paulo Costa does, Trip. That's what he does. He books fights, and then he instantly pulls out of fights. Paulo Costa, Manel Cap, absolute pull-out machines of a thing. We will be jolly the whole time. Good, you be jolly for me, mate. Justin Kennedy has PTSD from Monopoly. I don't blame him. at all. Stop it. Stop yelling at me. No, I'll make the trade. How are we, guys? I'm not expecting a lot of people today. It's late at night in America. It's the post-Christmas season. People are probably spending time with their families. So, there's news today that Joe Rogan let it leak that the UFC are planning to do Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane for the interim title if Tom Aspinall does indeed need surgery. So that's the news of the day. Paulo Costa has pulled out of his fight. That's what Paulo Costa does. That's like saying the sky is blue. And Armin the Sarukian has eaten more caviar than you or I can afford. He's eaten it in a single sitting. So everything's going the way that it always goes for the MMA world. And that's life. That's the way that it's going. So I thought, you know what? I'll go live for about an hour. I'll kick it with the boys. We'll hang out. And then we'll just appreciate Paul Felder's career together. I'm just going to chuck on some Paul Felder fights and watch them live with you guys, like we did yesterday for rescoring the Bisping fight. It's going to be a little Paul Felder mini career watch. Just a Paul Felder appreciation stream. So that's the plan for today's stream. We'll show the fights here in this window. We'll show the fights right there in this window, and we'll just kick back. We'll have a bloody good time. We'll just talk about, just chat, shit. Hang out, watch the fights. It'll be good. All right. Costa has no kids the way that he's always pulling out. This is why he has no kids. And Paulo Costa's always throwing it down. He's always getting it in. We know about him and Tracy Cortez's relationship. We're very aware. And yet the man remains childless. How can you look the way Paulo Costa does, travel all around Europe and not have any kids? The pull-out game is insane. How did you celebrate Piotr Yanuka? Me and my family each had a piece of paper and we went around the table and we just read off the piece of paper things that we were happy about Piotr Yan's existence. It was our Piotr Yanuka was like a Thanksgiving, except it was just a Thanksgiving for Piotr Yan, essentially, is what we did. So it was good. Bruno Pereira versus Joe Pyfer. Apparently, Robert Whittaker is in the works for Joe Pyfer. However, Robert Whittaker has said that he wants to move up to light heavyweight, which I really like for Robert Whittaker because Robert Whittaker is a very, very skilled fighter, and light heavyweight is not a very skilled division. The only thing I would be concerned for Robert Whittaker in that scenario would be the fact that Robert Whittaker has no chin. And if Alberg or Yuri or even Khalil lands on his chin, he will most likely die. So I don't love that for Robert Whittaker. Poatan about to be a 3-division champ. No way. Yeah, Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. How do we like that? I don't mind Alex Pereira in that. I really don't. What's up, other Justin Kennedy? How are you, dude? Good to see you. What's up, Mixed Martial Artists? Good to see you, man. Show the fight. Show the fight, sir. Sure, we will show me the fights. I will be showing the fights, actually, Eric. We will be showing the fights. I got away with it yesterday, sir. So we'll try and get away with it again today. What is up, my sweet dog? What is up with you, mixed martial artist, you beautiful man? We're going to be talking about Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira, and then we're just going to be appreciating Paul Felder in all of his glory. In fact, let us start appreciating Paul Felder right now together with Paul Felder versus Edson Barboza. A great fight that we are going to enjoy together. Oh, my boy, Donald Cerrone. There he is. Whittaker moving up to light heavyweight to beat Ferguson's losing streak. No, he'll do good he'll do good. As long as he skips the power punches, he'll be all right. What is this about Pereira and Gane? This is because of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan let it leak on his podcast that the UFC are concerned about Tom Aspinall having to get eye surgery, so they're willing to make an interim title between Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane. A leak from Joe Rogan, he let it slip while he was just chatting about it on his podcast. What is up, Bilal? Good to see you, man. Oi, vey, it's Dougie's Corner. Big Titica is going to be bloat maxing. He will be bloat maxing, but let's not forget he'll have that lighter man's skill. That lighter man's power, that lighter man's skill. Paul Felder and Edson Barboza. It's a hell of a war, boys. Back in the day, big overhand from Barboza early. Shittiger gets chinned twice before he comes back down to lose his retirement fight. No, Robert Whittaker runs through the plebs of the light heavyweight division and rises again as a champion, re-entering the top 20 GOAT list of all time. Very skilled fighter who got brutalized by a guy who just quit on a stool. The very skilled fighter who got brutalized by a guy. Yeah. That was a close fight and a robbery. And RDR was cheating, all right? Robert Whittaker is one of the greatest fighters of all time, okay? It was a robbery against RDR. We all saw how that fight went. Mick Parkin. What's up, Chris? How are you, mate? Big Mick. Maybe we should do a Mick Parkin career rewatch. Oh, big high kick from Edson Barboza. Gane would sleep Alex Pereira, sadly. I don't know if he would, man. Alex Pereira's got really good forward and back head movement. They're about the same height, same reach. Alex Pereira also weighs around 240 kilos outside, 240 pounds outside of camp. Devastating body kick. Again, another big body kick from Edson Barboza against Paul Felder. Beats Edson Barboza right in his prime, boys, before Khabib mauled him. I hear Zhang moved up to bantamweight to fight Norma Dumpmont. I don't care about any of that. Impression of Whittaker drooling into a HSP after getting KO'd by Khalil in a minute. I think I still got a chance. To be champion again. Shittiger doing everything he can to try and get chinned by Alex Pereira. It's what Robert Whittaker does. He follows in Israel Adesanya's footsteps. And if Izzy can be chinned by Alex Pereira, so can Robert Whittaker. Pure Aussie cope. It's true. Robert Whittaker was like either the champion or the number 2, number 1 contender for a decade. No one has had that kind of sheer dominance at the top of their own division for so long. Nasty uppercuts on the inside from Paul Felder. If Arman beats Gane, Tom should be stripped and forced to beat Gane for the title shot against Alex. If Alex beats Gane, Tom should be stripped and forced to beat Alex for the title shot. Give him the Arman treatment? No. Why? For being a pussy? No, he got his eyes torn out. No, that's insane. That's insane. Tom Aspinall is the correct champion. He was the interim champion. He got upgraded to champion because he was ducked by the GOAT for $30 million. And then he had his eyes clawed out and caught Brown's disease. What do you need? What do you mean? Explained the news. This would be for the interim since Tom is still a long time until he recovers. This would be for the interim title. The UFC, according to Joe Rogan, the UFC have heard the concerns that Tom Aspinall might need eye surgery. If he needs eye surgery, they will do Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira for the interim heavyweight title to give Tom Aspinall the required time to have the surgery and to heal up. So that is the whole context of everything on behalf of Joe Rogan, Eric. Has Alex surpassed Izzy on the GOAT? Oh my God, absolutely has. Yes, a long time ago he did. How are you, Install Driver? Good to see you, brother. It was great. It was a really good Christmas. We had a good time with the family. Oh, big kick to the dick. Oh, big spinning wheel kick to the balls. Oh my God. Oh no, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. That was the worst kind of kick. Yeah, brother, my Christmas was good. Time with the family, good food, good drink. It was good, brother. It was good. Man, Paul Felder's dying. Paul Felder's dying. Felder versus Hooker is a great fight. One of the best fights of all time. Yeah, I agree, Bilal. We will appreciate that one as well. But I feel like there might be newer fans that only joined us during the Apex era that don't appreciate the GOAT that Paul Felder is, considering how often we listen to him talk. Khalil would actually chin Whittaker. Yeah, Khalil Roundtree would chin. That's the only... Honestly, I think Robert Whittaker would obviously be faster than a lot of the light heavyweights. I think Robert Whittaker would have a far bigger skill set than a lot of the light heavyweights, but his chin would be the problem, right? I thought Whittaker would have beaten Pereira back in Alex middleweight days, but now I don't know. Now I think Alex Pereira would be too fast and would sleep him, especially with how chinny Robert Whittaker is. I don't like it at all, Trip. Breaking news! CTE Whittaker calls out Anthony Joshua to a boxing match after head kicking his opponent in power slap. Hang on a minute. What do you mean I can't throw the 1-2 head kick in power slap? What are you talking about? How are you, Sus Pasture? Good to see you, mate. I don't think I will mod you today, brother. I don't think I will do that at all. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. I hope you've been well, man. Merry Christmas, brother. I've been out of the loop. Is Poatan officially fighting Gane, or is it just rumors? It is just rumors, perpetrated by Joe Rogan on the JRE podcast, purely because of the talk of Tom Aspinall having to have eye surgery. If he needs eye surgery, we need an interim championship at heavyweight. I am watching Drew jerky shit. That's disgusting. That is honestly disgusting. All right. I think Alex chins Gane at some point. Gane never slept anyone and will let go for a decision, which is enough time for Alex to catch him. We'll let it go on for a decision, which is enough time for Alex to catch him. Yeah, I can agree with that, Install Driver. Yeah, absolutely, brother. They're going to have a tappy at range kickboxing match. That's what Ciryl Gane does. He floats around on the outside. And like you said, that is a lot of time for Alex Pereira to work. Alex Pereira is obviously going to come in at his maximum weight, 240 kilograms, maybe 230, not kilograms, 240 pounds, 230 pounds, something like that. He's going to come in at around that range. Yeah, more than enough to handle Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane ain't blasting a double leg on Alex Pereira. When are you back at work? I'm going back to work on January 5th. So after New Year's, I'll be back at work. Dougie, have you ever had Wendy's? I've never had Wendy's, mate. Oh, reverse hammer fist from Paul Felder. Pereira will KO Tom now? I don't think so. I think Tom Aspinall is still the best heavyweight in the world. I still believe that. Yeah, I disagree. Good first round. Bad kick to the dick. Get some Barboza's eyes blown up. Round 2, here we go. Get some Barboza on the jab. Paul Felder with the low kick. Ooh, spinning heel reversal. Gane versus Alex will just be a technical kickboxing match. I'll take Alex. I'll take Alex too, especially at heavyweight. I agree. Nice low kick again from Barboza. Yeah, I don't mind Alex Pereira at heavyweight. I'm done doubting Alex Pereira. I spent all of 2024 doubting Alex Pereira. I didn't think there'd be a chance of him returning against Magomed Ankalaev. Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall, I don't love it because I do think Tom Aspinall has fight IQ and he would try and blast a double leg. But Alex Pereira is obviously very hard to take down. Magomed Ankalaev tried to take him down 12 times, couldn't manage it. People talk about, oh, the size difference would be massive. Alex Pereira's walking around weight is 240 pounds. The size difference really wouldn't be that much. Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane, very similar heights. Doug, you thinking he's slick going back to work on January 5th, so he has the alibi for January 6th? Don't worry about it, mate. I wasn't even there. I wasn't even talking to anyone. What are you talking about, mate? Don't worry about it. Gane is a one-trick pony. He is an eye poke down the center. That is essentially Ciryl Gane, right? Alex will beat Gane, but Tom will beat Alex. So we're going to count Alex's interim title as making him eligible for the title of the first 3 division champion. They will make it the first 3 division champion. They will say that. They'll say Dustin Poirier never won a title, even though Dustin Poirier had an interim belt. But they'll say Alex Pereira is the first interim champion. Yeah, that's exactly because, again, you've got to remember we're now in the TV show era, Jock. So the TV show will say he's a champion, he's a champion, he's a champion. Why does it seem like the entirety of MMA is solely contributing to the UFC? Because the UFC is the biggest promotion, and if you make any videos or any content outside of the UFC, you, the fans, will not click on it. It's a vicious cycle where us hardcore content creators, you know, sometimes I make a video about the PFL, sometimes I mention BKFC news. It gets literally fucking no content because the fans only want UFC. That's all they care about. What's up, real Bruce Wayne? How are you, dude? What's this title? This is Joe Rogan has let it slip that the UFC are planning to do Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane if Tom Aspinall needs eye surgery. If he needs eye surgery, they will have to do an interim title. CW and Ryzen boasting about their guys in the UFC, every other promo under UFC Fight Pass. Yep, this is true. This is what they do. They brag that they get people into the UFC, Junior. That's correct. PFL and One are the only ones directly competing against the UFC, but everyone shits on them. Well, that's because the PFL is horrible, and One's pretty good. I don't know why people shit on One. I like One. I watch One. One's pretty good. How are you, Chrissy J? Giuliano Ante is alive. I didn't assume him not to be. That's good. I didn't care. I don't care. I couldn't give a fuck. But I'm happy for Giuliano Ante. That's good for him. I hope Alex sleeps Gane so we can have Tom versus Alex just to piss on John. I hope Alex sleeps Gane so we can have Tom versus Alex. Yeah, that would be fucking perfect. Like, finally, Tom Aspinall should get a reward. Tom Aspinall should have something go his way. Tom Aspinall is probably like one of the worst treated people in MMA at the moment. The UFC kept him on the sidelines. John Jones ran away from him and then instantly rode in on his high horse afterwards. Tom Aspinall is the one that has been viciously assaulted by this cheater, Ciryl Gane. Oh, nice kicks from Barbosi. This is insane. And everyone hates Tom Aspinall for it. Everyone hates Tom Aspinall. Nice rip to the body from Edson Barbosi. Everyone hates Tom Aspinall. Everyone hates Tom Aspinall. Why does everyone hate Tom Aspinall? What has Tom Aspinall done? I don't know, but they blame Tom Aspinall for all of this. So I hope Tom gets... I hope he gets his get back, and I hope he gets something good out of this by getting an Alex Pereira fight. And fuck John Jones. Fuck him. I know the UFC would consider Alex as the first 3 division champ, but do we consider it? I guess it depends how he wins. How long Tom's out for. Maybe. We might consider it, because heavyweight's always been a bit of a weird one, right? Heavyweight's not a division that flows normally. It's a cursed division. I don't know why, but if you go and look at heavyweight title defenses, ever since the Pride era, it's been a cursed division. Does Hamzat need 5 title defenses to surpass Izzy in the middleweight Mount Rushmore? No, it depends how Hamzat does it, to be honest, because he's run through everyone. So if he keeps... Oh, great stuff from Felder. Fuck me, Paul Felder just marches forward. Edson Barboza has destroyed Paul Felder's body. Look at him again. Look at him again with the kicks. And look at Paul. He just fucking marches forward, man. Look at Paul Felder. Look at Paul Felder. Where are we? 421. 418. Look at this shit. Edson Barboza rips him to the body. And Paul Felder just goes, no, fuck you. And just fucking marches forward. Bang, another one to the body. Another one. This is after ripping to the body. And Paul Felder just... locks in and walks him down, mate. Brother, there is only one Iron Dragon. Oh, God. Does Hamzat need fight? We just did that one. What episode of JRE was this? Not sure. It was on, it was snipped out and it was on the MMA Zone today. They snipped it and put it on there. So it's from the MMA Zone today. Should I bring up the MMA Zone? Would you guys like to hear from the MMA Zone? Let's bring up the MMA Zone so you guys can hear Joe Rogan say it himself. I'll catch up on some chats and then we'll hear Joe Rogan say it himself. Yeah, I'll get to the bottom of the chats and then I'll bring it up. Thoughts on Kamaru fighting for the belt? I think he has the hardest challenge and I think he will beat Islam. Also, what do you think of the weight of Guru's Chubb is? I don't think about Guru's Chubb at all, so I wouldn't consider the weight. Probably about 6 pounds. And as for Kamaru fighting for the belt, I hate it. It's one of the busiest divisions. Kamaru Usman is 1-4. It should be Ian Gary. That's obvious. Gilly has 145k subs. Is that sus? That is very sus. How many comments does he get on his videos? Interesting. I hate the interim champ shit. I remember when I was a casual and was fooled by Dustin versus Khabib for the double champ status. Exactly right. There you go. They hate Tom for realizing he doesn't need to fight compromised against a guy who fouled on him. They do hate Tom Aspinall for being a victim. It's insane. But that's... MMA fans are retarded, Junior. We know this. We know this, yeah? Yeah, the interim thing is a joke. However, the interim thing at times can be valid, right? Like, there are certain times when it is valid. And the champion needing to get surgery is valid. Ilia Topuria against Paddy. Ilia Topuria, what's going on right now? I don't find this interim championship valid. I think Ilia Topuria should be stripped or vacate. If he is choosing not to defend the belt because he has got personal reasons going on, that means he is not the best lightweight in the world right now that is active and fighting. He is taking himself out of the pool. He's saying, I am not currently fighting right now. So I think Ilia Topuria should be stripped. After all the casual takes Rogan gave, I don't count him as a credible source. I have a feeling he just makes up he heard someone say, to say whatever the matchup he wants is. Yeah, maybe. It could be that. It could be that. But he does have, like, he does know people at the UFC. There could have been a UFC Christmas party going on. You never know. You know? Like, all companies have a Christmas party. I'm sure Joe Rogan would be invited to the breakup party. You never know. We will consider them a three-weight champion. Yes, the Alex Pereira fans will definitely consider him a three-weight champion. UFC should have a body fat percentage maximum down at heavyweight. Oh my God, I know, I've said it. At the fucking PI. If you have not got the top 2 abs, you're not in the right fucking weight class. And you're not allowed to compete at heavyweight without the top 2 abs. You must have the top 2 abs. You know, you should be shredded six-pack, but you can have like Gaethje has got that little bit of tummy. A little bit of tummy. That is it. There should be no fucking blobs in the UFC. When did the stream start? About 20 minutes ago, brother. About 20 minutes ago, dude. You're broke! What's up, Nacho? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, dude. Felder never loses his mead mark. God, I love Paul Felder. Chris Duncan would have chinned a prime Felder. You fucking wish, mate. No one chins a prime Paul Felder. We're just watching some Paul Felder fights for some reason, Nacho. Just appreciating Paul Felder. Finally watched MMA Chase DC video, and it was great. It was great, wasn't it? Who was he talking to? I don't know, Eric. I'll fucking play it for you in a second, mate. Che crashing out is funny, but he's right. He is absolutely right. Yeah, he is right. DC has no fucking idea what he's doing. TKO put Joe Rogan on a timeout. Good. Can't wait to see another unranked fighter get a title shot. Alex Pereira is not unranked. Alex Pereira is like one of the best combat sports athletes of all time and the current light heavyweight champion and a former middleweight champion, and also has the record for the fastest turnaround in championship defenses, beating Ronda Rousey's record. Alex Pereira isn't just some unranked guy. Okay? Okay. Let's get that fucking correct. We'll just fucking get that correct just right off the fucking bat, actually. Alex Pereira is not just some unranked fucking nobody wandering up to heavyweight, getting an undeserved title shot. Okay? He's also pretty much cleaned out light heavyweight. There's just Carlos Ulberg. That's it. He's actually cleaned out the division. So, we'll be... Shut the fuck up about that. Did you see Ilya's Christmas photos? Bro looks so sad and alone. I didn't. Poor brother. I mean, you know life's bad when you have to hang out with Marab. You know, when Marab's the last one in class to hang out with. It walks him down to proceed to throw a batting back fist to create maximum distance possible in the cage. I mean, that was like the next phase. We were talking... You're an idiot. Why is Ilya still trash talking when he is dealing with his misses? I know he can, but why would he do that? Seems like he's a... Ilya is giving off ducking energy. Yeah, real bad ducking energy. People give Hill so much shit, but he vacated the belt on his own. Most fighters don't do that. I know. Like, mad respect for Hill and Yuri for doing that, man. Is there anything concrete about Poatan versus Gane? No, it's whispers about Joe Rogan. So, here it is. Joe Rogan. Let me find it. YouTube. Let me find it for you guys. So you can hear Joe Rogan say it out of Joe Rogan's own very mouth. Yes. Daniel Cormier, Robert Whittaker, moving up. Joe Rogan. Hang on a second, I'm just looking for it, chat. MMA Zone, MMA Talk. MMA Talk. You're broke! No, not MMA Talk. Man, no one's working over the Christmas break. I guess it was MMA Zone. No Chill MMA. No, wrong one. MMA Zone. It is MMA Zone. All right. No, Full Mount MMA. Let's check out Full Mount MMA. Full Mount MMA. Main card fight cancelled. Videos. We got Rogan talking to Alex Pereira in this one. No, just Full Mount MMA. Okay. Okay, here we go. Desktop audio. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. On fire. Go.
I haven't talked to Dana about it, but it's not an illogical move. He's 240 pounds right now. I don't know how much is fighting in the put him out long enough to get Ciryl a new opponent. Here's what Rogan had to say. There's a lot of chatter about him fighting in the heavyweight division now. There's a lot of chatter about him perhaps even fighting Ciryl Gane. I don't know how much is true. I haven't talked to Dana about it, but it's not an illogical move. He's 240 pounds right now, 240 plus. Make no mistake about it, that guy can knock out heavyweights, no doubt about it. He hits harder than anyone they've ever recorded. Now, will Rogan...
There we go. So that was Rogan chatting about it. There's chatter backstage about Ciryl Gane moving up. Where was I up to? Let's have a look. Ciryl Gane used to weigh in at 190 in his Muay Thai days. No shit. Okay. That was light. So what? Has Ciryl Gane been on the steroids? Has Ciryl Gane blown up? Is that what that fucking bastard's been doing? I wonder why. I wonder how he's blown up so much. New heavyweight super fight with Alex and Rico, who just got added to the roster. Now we're fucking talking. Fuck Derek Lewis versus Rico Verhoeven. Now we're on, brother. I thought you would want to see Carlos to KO Alex Pereira. No, I like Alex Pereira now. I've had a change of heart on Alex Pereira. I like him. Who wins in a boxing-only match? Jake Paul or current Yoel Romero? Ooh, boxing only. I'd still go current Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero just slept someone over at Dirty Boxing. I think he still has enough fight knowledge. Really good head movement to get out of the way. And he's got super explosive power. Jake Paul's got a really good chin and a solid overhand. That's about it. Just show the goddamn clip, Dougie. There you go. Ilya vacated. All of a sudden, Paddy and Justin no longer ducking Armin for the belt. Ilya vacated. And all of a sudden, Paddy and Justin are no longer ducking Armin for the belt. I believe in my sound is Armin the uncrowned champ. I believe in my soul, I think is what you're trying to say. Armin is the uncrowned champ. Armin is certainly the #1 contender. He might be the best lightweight on the world, but we don't really know. I mean, via the scoring criteria of MMA, Armin Tsarukyan did lose that fight to Charles Oliveira. How good would his boxing be against Ilya Topuria? How good would his ground and pound be? We don't know. That's why we need them to fight. I'm not willing to say Armin Tsarukyan is the uncrowned champ. It's not like he's Movsar Evloev, or he's like worlds ahead of the rest of the competition, which not even Movsar Evloev is, because Movsar Evloev's last 3 fights have been very, very close. I think for someone to be like the uncrowned champ, they need to be like worlds ahead of the entire division and being ducked at the same time. Almost like how Magomed Ankalaev was being treated in 2025. Armin's not quite there. Like, his last fight was essentially a 50-50 fight. He lost to Gamrot. Yeah. And yeah, he smashed Dan Hooker, but Dan Hooker's, yeah. I think it's just Armin is the #1 contender who is being ducked by Ilya. The whole Paddy and Justin no longer ducking. Yeah, of course not. They got offered an interim title. Obviously, they're going to say yes to that. If Nina Drama says it, then I will believe in it. Well, you know, it's true if Nina Drama says it. The interim title should count in general because typically it means the soy champ, e.g. Tom, who is soy because he got poked in the eye, or Khabib, can't defend because they are injured or another weak excuse. Right, because his eyes got clawed out, so that's why he's got a weak excuse. In all seriousness, it should count if the champ can't defend. Then the interim is the best fighter at that time. Yeah, I get it, but also it's like, you're not really the champ. You're just the champ because the actual champ. This is the thing, right? Yes, at the time, on the day that they fought, they are the best heavyweight, light heavyweight, lightweight. Because the other person is out. But the other person is out with an injury. They're not out because they were out for cheating and doing steroids. They're not out because, like Ilya Topuria, they're out dealing with personal business. It's like they are physically incapable of defending the belt. I think that's the only thing where, like, an interim championship makes sense to have an interim championship, but then it's hard to say that that person is the best. I don't know. It's a weird one. Rogan heard the same things about Alex versus Jones. He did. No, that was Chael. That could be completely fake and you would fall for it. Yeah, I mean, it could. You're right. Anything on Twitter could be completely fake these days with AI. You are right, Ari. Yeah, that's true, man. Really clever. That was a clever one. Pereira looked real heavy in his Christmas photo. I reckon he'll come in like 250. I do think Pereira will move up to heavy. Like he said many times that he wants to move up to heavyweight. He has tried to have the fight with John Jones. Thank you, Moody Wizard, for re-upping your membership, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you, dude. And if Tom Aspinall needs eye surgery, they need to have an interim title. It makes total sense. It makes total sense for this to happen. Ilya would chin Jake worse than Ilya would chin Jake Paul worse than Anthony Joshua in boxing. No, he wouldn't. Insanity. Retarded. Insane. No, he wouldn't. Ilya to Pereira, he's so fucking good. He'd sleep Jake Paul better than Anthony Joshua, landing on him cleanly in the pocket. Non-weight drained Alex Pereira is going to be a monster. We saw how much better Islam is at the higher weight class. Non-weight drained Alex is going to be a bloody monster. We saw how much better Islam is. Yeah, I like Alex Pereira at heavyweight. I truly do. I think his body has grown into it. I think he's walking around weight is perfect for it. I think he is going to have the speed. I like him at heavyweight. I do. It's all about the matchups, right? Like, I do think Tom has got the fight IQ to blast a double leg on Alex Pereira. I don't think Ciryl Gane does. I think Ciryl Gane's going to do the flowy, tappy shit, and that'll be that. And Alex Pereira has a chance to chin him. Jake Paul jabs Romero into a boring decision as Yoel moves his head and taunts him, winning a boring split decision. That's the problem with old man Yoel Romero. It's like, when do you pull the trigger, Yoel? When do you pull the trigger, mate? That is the problem. How are you, MMA Master? Good to see you. UFC 12355. How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Armin is a tard, but he is level. Dougie, you just said that Armin isn't Movzar. Armin is a tard, but he is levels above Movzar. Yeah, I was drawing a comparison between the two of them, how people like to call Movzar Evloev the uncrowned champion at featherweight, but when you really look at Movzar Evloev's last 3 fights, they're super close decisions that could have gone either way. I mean, he robbed fucking Arnold Allen. Poor old Arnold Allen. Yeah, and Armin Sarukian, like, he is not the uncrowned champ either. Again, he essentially lost the Charles Oliveira fight via the scoring criteria. He is being ducked by the champion. So, yeah, there are similarities there. Hit thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, boys. Hit him up. If Tom needs surgery and is out longer than a year, he needs to be stripped. I think if he's out longer than a year, that's fair. Yeah, and fight for his belt again. Yeah, I get it. I mean, they did it to Jamal. It's just, this is the problem, right, with the TV show known as the UFC. There's no fucking consistency at all. There's just no consistency at all. So Jamal Hill vacates his belt, doesn't get stripped, vacates his belt. Yuri Prohaska hurts his shoulder, vacates his belt, doesn't get stripped, vacates his belt. So they give up the belt because they're going to be out for a year. John Jones blows his pec open, doesn't vacate his belt, doesn't get stripped, gets to keep his belt. Tom Aspinall fights for the interim title and then defends the interim title and then has to sit out while John Jones feels like fighting Stipe Miocic. Just feels like it. This is the problem. We have these things of like, Tom needs to be stripped. Ilya should be stripped. John Jones is a star, so he can keep the belt. There's no fucking consistency at all. So it is just like, what do you feel like doing? Who do you like? Do you like Tom? I like Tom. He can keep his belt. That's literally all that matters. Who do you like? Who do you want to see stripped? That's all that fucking matters. I'm saying that because you didn't actually watch the clip of Rogan saying it, if that channel is reliable, I get you trusting it. But high IQ brothers like me prefer the primary sources. Please feel free, Eric, to go and listen to Joe Rogan's last 3 podcasts and clip it yourself to fact check it, brother. Go on, be high IQ and sit through 6 hours of Joe Rogan's just to go check your sources. Go be high IQ, brother, go. Jake Paul retired? Doubt it. Fuck it, strip Tom, make John versus Alex at the White House for the heavyweight belt, then we could give Tom his belt back afterwards. Yeah, fuck it. Do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck it. Do it. Strip Tom. They would do that. I could absolutely see the UFC doing that. Tom Aspinall is out with an injury. He needs to be stripped, just like Jamal Hill and Yuri Prohaska. Strip him. And John Jones is ready to come back and fight. Alex Pereira is there, and they're fighting for the legitimate belt. I could see that happening too. Maybe not at the White House, but who knows anymore. Most anticipated fight in 2026. I think so far of the fights that we absolutely know about, it would be Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. I think we, the fans, are excited for that the most. I think for all the fights that are up in the ether being thought about, probably Alex Pereira versus any heavyweight would be the big fight of 2026. We did not see a better Islam at welterweight. We saw the best fighter become a wet blanket because he can't weight bully the smaller fighters. We absolutely saw a better Islam at welterweight. We absolutely did. We absolutely did. Islam Makhachev down at lightweight got fucking taken 2 rounds. He got taken 2-2 into the 5th round by no hip having 36-year-old Dustin Poirier. Then he fought a prime JDM who had just spent 5 rounds getting up from underneath Bilal Muhammad. Yeah, we absolutely saw a better Islam Makhachev at welterweight. Absolutely. I think Movsar finishes Lopez in a 5-rounder. He almost TKD'd Lopez in the 3rd. Maybe. Again, when you go and look at that fight, Diego Lopez has an argument for winning that one because of the submissions that Diego Lopez was getting on. And as we know, when we looked at the scoring criteria yesterday, it's got actually nothing to do with control time and things that have an impact towards finishing the fight. So maybe Movsar has a problem with his gas tank as well. The Dagestanis do not do well with the gas tank when they're pushed. Like, obviously, Khamzat Chimaev and Islam Makhachev, they can go for the full 25 minutes when they're being wet blankets, but Diego Lopez is going to be scrambling on the bottom and throwing up submissions. Dagestanis have a problem with their gas tank. That's why they need the heart medication to save their heart and the steroids. And it's also because Team Khabib probably just pushes them too hard trying to be his dad. Laura Sanko should be stripped. Finally, something that we can agree on. Strip Mackenzie Dern. We should strip Mackenzie Dern. Of the title? Or just strip her. Don't forget when Alex got first ranked win in Strickland and then immediately jumped up to fight a champ. Don't forget when Alex Pereira got 1 ranked win in Sean Strickland and then immediately jumped into fight. Oh yeah, but that was purely because of the TV show. That was one of them. Yeah. The UFC is an entertainment business. No one pays ticket to watch Bilal or Hamshot for the title shot. Aspinall is out so he can't entertain. So strip him. I get the argument. I totally get the argument. I get it. Makes sense for that. I don't need to do that. I can simply find the clip of him saying it or find the timestamp. Then do it. No, I'm in all chat, Eric. I'm in all chat. I'm in the live chat. Do it. Find the timestamp. Send it to me in the Discord, and I'll play it. Very hypocritical of Aspinall to not vacate the title. I thought he cared about the division. Oh, true. Oh, she. Oh, she. All right, Mr. Aspinall. You care about the health of the division? Vacate or get out of here. Thank you, Chedhead, for re-upping your membership. Thank you, dude. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you, Chedhead. We did not see a better ism. We absolutely did. JDM is the worst champ ever to be champ. I'm sorry that it had to be said. No, he isn't. There's been way worse champs. None of this is true. It's the best versus the best. Did I skip anyone? No, I didn't. It's the best versus the best, but if the best is boring, even us MMA fans got to admit we don't want to see that shit. Can't call the UFC hypocritical when the whole fan base is too. I agree with the entertainment first. I know. And Justin, I've said this like many times. If people wanted to see like a tournament where it was just the best versus the best, where fighter A fights fighter B, fighter C fights fighter D, and they all move up, and then towards the end of the year, the best is just standing there with a belt wrapped around him, they would watch the PFL. But none of them did. The PFL has been around since it was called the World Series of Fighting, since like 2017. It's been nearly a decade of there being a competition in MMA where it is just the best in the organization fight the best in the organization. And it's actually lost viewers while it's been around. MMA fans do not give a fuck about the best versus the best. How you going, Cheddahead? Good to see you, man. I hope that you are well, brother. How you been, man? Merry Christmas to you, Cheddahead. Thank you for being a day one enjoyer of Dougie's Corner, man. I really appreciate you, dude. It's good to have you here, Cheddahead. OG Cheddahead. One of the originals of MMA YouTube. People forget, man, Cheddahead. Watching MMA Guru like 7 years ago. Until, did I miss anyone? No. Until the DDP fight, plenty of people paid to see a Khamzat fight, to be honest. Yeah, he has, but his fan base has been like diminishing and diminishing and diminishing. There was a time when everyone, actually, I gotta check myself on that. Khamzat might have the biggest fan base in the sport. I'm sorry. I'm completely fucked it up. I was just agreeing with you to agree with you, Install Driver. I actually completely disagree with you. Khamzat Chimaev, I think, has the biggest fan base in the sport, from what I've noticed. If I do Khamzat Chimaev in a title, if I do a Khamzat Chimaev live stream, it gets more clicks than anyone else. Even Alex Pereira stuff. Now, they might be the most retarded fans. They might be the dumbest fans. Like, literally the most low IQ fans out of all of them. I don't know. But he definitely has the most fans, without a doubt. Yeah, I'm not the YouTuber. I can't say anything. You can, mate. You can say I haven't been blocking any of your chat. I've been reading all of your chats, mate. You wanna fact check it? You fact check it. I'm good enough taking it out. You're the one that's worried about the fact checking. You want to fucking fact check? You fact check. It's not my job to check. I'm the YouTuber. We don't have to fucking fact check anything. We just say shit. Do you not understand social media? That's the kind of the whole point is we just say shit. You want to fucking fact check your sources? That's you, the consumer, to do that shit. I'm not the fucking news. I'm some fan. This is just some fan's YouTube channel. Eric, it's not up to me to fact check shit. You fact check it if you're that fucking concerned about it, mate. Huh? How you like that, brother? What do you think about that, mate? Stick that up your cloaca, mate. Nacho has never cooked this hard. That was brutal from Nacho, and I don't like it. I don't like that from Nacho at all. I don't like that. Tom is stripped from a foul by Gane, and then Gane becomes the champ. Cheating is the way to go. Cheating is the way to go in MMA. Cheating is absolute. Look at Manel Cap. He's going to get the title shot. He bloody loves it, man. JDM needs to KO whoever he fights next in the first round. We need you guys must have forgot performance. We do need that. We need a y'all must have forgot. Because all this talk about JDM being the worst champ of all time, I hate it. I fucking hate it. Fake hardcore should start petitioning fighters to put salsa in their own eyes and kick rocks with their shins right before the fight so they prove how not soy they are. Yes, Eric, now we're talking. These fighters should go in there with no cup, no mouth guard, fucking elbow themselves 12-6 in the cock before the fight starts since they're so fucking hardcore, since they can fight blind. The Coliseum was for entertainment. The Coliseum is for entertainment, but that is why that's why I'm now referring to this as the show, as the TV show. I'm no longer going to be referring to this as a sport. MMA is a sport. The UFC is a TV show about a sport. How are you, Super Shotgun? Good to see you, brother. I hope that you're well, dude. How you been, man? What's up, brother? Good to see you, dude. Tom, it's not fair to the rest of the division until it affects my title. Now I don't care, Aspinall. I don't like this line of logic, Nacho. I don't like it at all. The PFL is a new CEO, seems to know what he's talking about. I hope the PFL has nothing but success. I'm happy that they've done this because the trajectory that I had them on was they were going to be bankrupt in 4 years' time. I think I said 5 years' time around this time last year. So I think I'm up to 4 years on my death clock for the PFL. I don't remember. I think my death clock is 4 years. Hamzat has the biggest authenticity made fan base. Has the biggest authentically made fan base? Is that what we're saying? Alex is close second, and Ilya bots his followers. Oh no, Ilya does bot his followers. He does. Ilya's a bit of a Giuliano Ente. He does bot his followers a little bit, doesn't he? Alex is a close second. I would say Islam Makhachev is the close second for most fans. I would say Islam Makhachev. But Hamzat is by far the biggest, yeah. All I said was, if it was fake, you would fall for it. I don't care. I'm a touchy. You won't touch shit, Eric. All right? You wouldn't get near me with your little fucking small shoulders, son. I'd gator roll you, reverse you in a second, hold you down, and have you squealing like a pig, mate. Squeal for me, Eric. Squeal, boy. Go on. Squeal, boy. You like that, don't you, Eric? I'll touch you, mate. I'm gonna touch you. What am I doing? Your name is literally right. Oh, fuck me. Good stream today. Good stream today, chat. We're doing good. What are we doing? I was never more surprised when Chimaev had everyone cheering for him at the press conference to the beginning of the fight, but everyone turned on him by the end of that fight. Yeah, we'll see how many fans he has now, right? I guess we'll see how his fan fall off will go. But yeah, dude, he had white Caucasian Americans in there with a fucking Muslim beard on, shouting Allahu Akbar. Like, Hamzat has fans, dude. Hamzat has a big fan base because he was entertaining. Watch how many of the fans he continues to fight like this. With another wrestling, the fans will switch up. Yeah, I do agree. The fans will probably switch up. I agree. One of the Justin Kennedys. How are you, mate? What's up? Random username. How are you, man? Day one Albo supporter. I don't... Abo? You're a day one Aboriginal. He's a day... Cheddarhead is an Aboriginal of Dougie's Corner. He's a day one. He's one of the originals. JDM equals the Nico Montano of welterweight. No, JDM is going to be the GSP. Shaky start, pulls it off towards the end, ends up being the GOAT. How does JDM versus Prates go? JDM lights him up to the body, big overhand, finishes Carlos Prates against the cage. Carlos Prates goes, oh, stop it, Emily, my boyfriend's allowed to pound me this hard. And then JDM sits up on the cage cheering, and New channel name, Dougie the Dirty Abbo. No. I watched Stipe versus Verdum and Stipe versus over him at the gym today, back when Aspinall wasn't ruining the division. It was fine. Okay, listen, listen. What has Aspinall got to do with this? All right? This isn't... Why is this Aspinall's fault? Ciryl Gane is the one that has had unlimited title shots. Fucked it up against Francis. Fucked it up against John Jones. Fucked it up. Ciryl Gane is the one that's been the fucking cancer of the welterweight division for the last 5 years. He's the one that I poked Tom Aspinall, who literally wanted to run through the entire top 10. And this is the shit that we get. If Aspinall wasn't ruining the division, how is this his fucking fault? Ciryl Gane is the one that is in all the fuck-ups of the fights. Yet it's Aspinall's fault somehow. Humshot versus DDP was the 9er level type. It was that level. And now they're literally just changing the... It was so bad. Humzat versus DDP was so horrible. They have now changed the trajectory of the sport and hard turned into it just being a TV show. Is the UFC a drama or a comedy? It's a reality TV drama. It's a reality TV drama. What do you think is the striking only match? Ciryl Gane or Rebeldes de España? Striking only match, I would go with Ciryl Gane to win that one. Yep. Remember when Ilya changed his nickname to La Leyenda and everyone laughed at it, so he changed it back? I do remember that. He tried to memory hole that real quick, didn't he? It's hard to be an Ilya Tapiria fan these days, and Tom Aspinall fan. Tom's image wouldn't have been damaged as much if he wasn't like, hey guys, look, I'm real hurt. Guys, look. Every day on his socials, every day since the fight. Yeah, I know, that does. Tom had a bad week with the fans and talking on the socials. Tom had a really fucking bad week. The DC thing, and then at hospital, and then 2 doctors saying it was fine, and then only his dad saying that he was blind, and then not saying anything for like 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, it was bad. It's bad. Karate Combat is in bad financial trouble. It is. What do you know? Another one bites the dust for not knowing how to manage their finances. I guess the UFC is a monopoly. Hey, Luke Thomas? Karate Combat is running itself out of business because they spend too much money on fighters that just simply aren't worth it. I guess this is somehow the UFC's fault. Came into streaming and telling Eric to squeal like a pig. Yep, chat is with me on this one. Chat is not with you on this one, mate. Chat wants to see me grape you, Eric. They want to see you hog-tied and spat on. Dougie picking up random chicks at the bar. Squeal for me, girl. Wee! Bite and pill, sweetheart. I'm coming in dry. There's nothing authentic about the dictator slave Chimaev. He is corrupt as they come. He was pretty authentic back in the day. We will all touch you. You guys won't get close to me, mate. You will not even get close to me. Nacho's tested this, yeah? Nacho's like a fucking size of... I would say he's marching Taibura, but Nacho's been hitting the gym. He's more of a fucking Ciryl Gane these days. You're not even getting close to me, boys. Anyway, any interest in Gustafsson versus Cormier for a robbery rewatch? Not right now, but maybe tomorrow, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Gustafsson versus Cormier for a robbery rewatch. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Bit late to start that now in the stream, but absolutely, yeah. Humzat's wrestling as a general statement isn't the issue. It's the type of wrestling he did against DDP. Every other fight, Humzat's wrestling has been entertaining for the most part. I would agree with that. Yeah, mostly Humzat Chimaev is pretty entertaining. The last one was pretty dog shit. Let's see how... Because MMA fans are very, what have you done for me lately? So we'll see how the fans remember just how bad he was. And then if it's 2 stinkers in a row, may God have mercy on his soul. The fans will never forgive him. Well, they probably actually will. The moment he's entertaining again, they will forgive him. Like, fans seem to get around Sean Brady. And I was like, do you guys not remember how horrible Sean Brady is? I literally had people being in here being like, what's wrong with Sean Brady? I'm like, have you not been fucking watching the Apex for like the last 5 years? And Sean Brady's terrible run through it? Like Grant fucking Dawson and Gamrot? Like these cancers of the Apex? And Pat Sabatini. To Nacho, the Pat Sabatini shout at 4 a.m. in the morning. If Prates can't put JDM out, JDM wins decisions 10 times out of 10. If Prates can't, JDM wins the decision. No, JDM is a TKO monster, not a decision monster. I'm going to say what we are thinking. Prates KOs JDM badly. Wrong. I can't wait. As Nacho said, we're going to have a y'all must have forgot kind of fight. This UFC drought is so fucking lame. It is Super Shotgun, I know. I agree, brother. Gane is the cancer of the heavyweight division. When did he move down weight? Thank you for picking me up on my semantics and being too dumb to listen to the general statement. I appreciate it. You're an idiot. It's Aspinall's fault. It isn't Aspinall's fault. Everyone hated Gane after he lost 2 title shots, and now all of a sudden he's the guy. MMA fans are idiots. It's just true. MMA fans are just as dumb as fucking dried out dog shit. Like, Ciryl Gane is the one that is cheated. Tom Aspinall is the one that people hate. MMA fans are fucking dumb. They're dumb. At least the Inoue fight is in a few hours. I thought it had happened. Was I seeing highlights on Twitter, or was that just leading into the Inoue fight? It hasn't happened yet. People talk like that because Aspinall is trying to be clear, honest, and upfront with the situation, consistently trying to show. Gane isn't saying anything, so people associate him with the situation. Gane isn't saying anything, so people are associating Tom Aspinall with the situation because Tom Aspinall is the one that's doing all the talking. Yeah, because for some reason Tom Aspinall has to be the one to explain himself here, even though Tom Aspinall is the one that had his eyes clawed out. I hate it. What is it like 5 more weeks without no UFC? It's fine, dude. We'll be sweet. We'll be absolutely fine. We were just doing some Paul Felder watchbacks, and then the chat picked up. And if the chat dies down, we'll do some more Paul Felder watchbacks. Tomorrow we'll look at Ciryl Gane versus Gustafsson as a career rewatch. I'm gonna plug in UFC 5 and do some gameplay. It's gonna be great. We got play. Don't stress about it, mate. Don't stress about it. Also, it'll be 4 more weeks. It's Saturday today. It's Friday. That's the 5th week is down. There's literally 4 more weeks to go, and we're back. Easy. Easy work, boys. Taking a line from Toad's book, Ian Gary has terrible pocket boxing, and he was piecing up Prates with the boxing until he gassed out. Imagine how easily the best pocket boxer of the welterweight division will crack Prates. Yeah, Prates is fucking done against JDM. Listen, you put JDM against a striker, JDM's winning that fight. Prates, Michael Morales, your time has come. It's over for you. Sorry. JDM returns. Tom's team are a bunch of dummies. I swear his camera team and his dad keep fucking up his image. They do. Tom's dad and his camera team just shut the fuck up. Yeah. This might sound ironic, but I wasn't bored when watching DDP versus Chimaev because I still don't leave out the chance that DDP would Looney Tunes his way to victory. That is ironic. I didn't mind the first 2 rounds, to be honest. Rounds 3, 4, and 5 were like a death sentence. Nacho was the first one going to the jail after I pinned you down, mate. Mate, easy work. Gator roll out of there. Easy work. Nacho said Dougie has Ben Askren level boxing. Brother, we checked this, brother. Pereira versus Ankalaev, 1 robbery rewatch. Gototon should have 5 title defenses. Well, actually, when I live scored it to Alex Pereira. I don't understand the narrative where people like Magomed Ankalaev just lay on Alex Pereira for 5 rounds. Do you remember people were saying this? It's going to be another boring one where Magomed Ankalaev pushes Alex Pereira up against the cage for 5 rounds. I was like, Magomed Ankalaev pushed Alex Pereira up against the cage for 1 round. That was it, not 5 rounds. Again, MMA fans are dumb because I remember them saying he's just going to push him up against the cage again for 5 rounds. I was like, when did that happen? What fight did we watch? I legit had never heard of Sean Brady until he'd fought Bilal. I had. First impression was shocking to say the least. This guy is undefeated. I know. He was a fucking apex whore. JDM smokes Prates. JDM destroys Prates. Prates smokes JDM. Wrong. Hamzat versus DDP. I kind of like it how it took 6 rounds for Anthony Joshua to finish Jake Paul. It's insane how boring a fight gets when one side just refuses to go for it. Yeah. Like, Jake Paul just shooting for the takedowns was hilariously bad. Yeah, you have to go for it. A fight is 2 people engaging in a fight. That's what a fight is. It's easy. Like, this is why I make that analogy. Like, a sport, a competition is 2 teams, 2 people, each trying to win. Any sport can become boring when one team or one fighter or one athlete decides to just defend and park the bus and play defensive. And then you get the fucking diehard fans who are just like, wasn't boring, was masterful. It's like, no, it was boring. It was masterful that he managed to park the bus for that long, but it was boring. Thoughts on me having been in your sightline in recent tunes and you not knowing? Thoughts on me having been in your line of sight in recent times and you not knowing? I'm not worried about it, Crisp. I'm not worried about it. You can't find your way around a keyboard. You're not getting close to me. I will let Eric touch you until you tell me Guru's dimensions of his hog. Never, Crisp. I'll never let you know what Guru sent me in the DMs. Gane is already accepting the rematch while Aspinall is consistently crying on his socials. Understandable to make a post about eye pokes and keep his fans updated, but the heavyweight champ is crying. He's not crying. You're acting like he's literally crying. He's not crying. Where am I up to? Felder never lost his mean mug in that Barboza fight. I know. That was a great fight. The Paul Felder appreciation fight. Man, everyone should just take 20 minutes out of their day to just appreciate the fact that we had Paul Felder. That's all I'm saying. And maybe I'll chuck it back on because that was great. It'll be different if Gane was like Chandler and not even admitted that he cheated or fouled while fighting. What are you saying, Ciryl Gane? I know I cheat. Who the fuck cares? I'm French. I get away with it. I'm also black. Breaking the rules is kind of what we do. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Relax, everyone. It's a little joke. Little racist joke. It's okay. We're allowed to crack jokes. Australian government. It's all right. Just a little joke. You know? I'm white. We forgive people. That's what we do. Anyway, Dougie's Corner, biggest casual members tier list. Ooh, that's a good idea. We could absolutely do that. We're going to do the around New Year's. We're also going to do the Dougie's Corner New Year's award show. So look forward to that. Everyone's going to win an award. Biggest retard, biggest idiot, biggest moron, dumbest cunt. Everyone's going to win. It'll be different if Gane was where I'm up to. Dougie's got, we've read that one. I'm the biggest idiot, biggest retard, by the way. It's me. I win those awards. I would like to see JDM fight Gary McCuck so we can see him get dominated and sent back to the corner. Oh my God, JDM would destroy Ian Gary. Let's just stay at range and do tappy tat. Oh no, Layla being dominated by an Australian man. How are you, Alex? Good to see you, brother. How you doing, mate? Been stuck in the dunny for an hour. Might have to chuck a sickie. You shouldn't be going to work anyway, brother. It's fucking Christmas break, all right? Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was born on this merry eve. So you fucking take the time off work anyway to celebrate Christ our Lord's birth, mate. But I'm sorry to hear that you've been stuck on the dunny for an hour. That sucks. Who was cooking at the family dinner? We must check this, brother. Who allowed her to cook like that, brother? I can agree. I was on the edge of my seat watching DDP. I can agree. I was on the edge of my seat watching DDP versus Hamza Chimaev because I was anticipating DDP to explode out at any moment and change the tide. Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to be able to do that by the third round because his whole plan was to just bench press Hamza Chimaev, which was a pretty bad plan in hindsight. Pretty bad plan. How's me Aussie young mongrel dog going? I'm doing good, mate. I'm bloody loving the Christmas break. It's fucking glorious, mate. Went up into the forest today. Had a bit of a walkabout in the forest. It was fucking great, mate. How are you, Mitch? Good to see you, dude. I'm doing awesome, sir. How are you? How's one of my favorite Canadian chat members, Mitchathan? Earlier, someone called Armin the uncrowned champ, but in reality, Ciryl Gane, the crafty vet Gane, is a real uncrowned champ in the top UFC brass. Know it? You want me to get in the car and drive to Warrnambool and fucking deck you, don't you? That's what you want, mate. You want me to get in the fucking car, drive to Warrnambool, and fucking clock you with shit like this. No, Ciryl Gane is not the uncrowned fucking champ. Volkov is. I've got your back, Nacho. Warty boys, stand up. Oh, God almighty. Pull up, Dougie. Go to Warty, brother. Do it. Fucking test us, Dougie. Oh, fucking hell. I thought Felder got robbed against Hooker in that final fight. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was just too exciting to score, but shit, maybe. I'm French. Fuck, the biggest retard award has got some real hot competition, doesn't it? Dougie for sure winning the biggest forehead award. It's not that big, mate. We could just project entire fights onto it. What are you talking about, mate? My forehead's not that big, brother. It's honestly, it's not that big. We've had bigger foreheads, mate. It's not that big of a forehead. You can literally project fights onto my forehead. Like, you can watch that clean. Oh, no. You can actually fucking watch that perfectly right there. Corner to corner. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hooker hurt Chandler's hand after he punched him. Did he? As much as I want to support Tom in his unjust character defamation, if he was American, not British, I actually would. Oh, yeah. I think there is something to that. Like, the American fans would rally around Tom, but they just don't. Award for best hairline and outline of UFC logo goes to... Yeah, thank you, dude. There's nothing Tom can do to satisfy the haters. He wasn't posting anything. They would say he was hiding. And when he was posting medical info, they said he was milking it. I know. I mean, I said... Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was saying the same thing. I was literally saying the same thing. Like, dude, the only person that's giving us any information is your dad. And I think it was Nacho that was like, what would you like to see from Tom? And I was like, I would like to see doctor's information. And then we see doctor's information and everyone's like, oh, so you're just going to keep fucking talking about it, are you, mate? You are, like, spot on, Shotgun. Did I win any awards, Dougie, besides the one that actually matters? Yeah, no, actually, you've already got the most important award of the year, real Bruce Wayne. The best picker in here. Imagine if DDP didn't have a short bus coat. I know. In 12 weeks, we'll have the wrestling fixed. No problem. In 12 weeks, I'm confident we would have the wrestling fixed and we would like the rematch. The Tom hate is unjustified. He is the real heavyweight champion. I know. Nacho is just pulling me up. Stirring me up. Don't clip that. Chandler beats Ilya and no one wants to talk about it. No, he doesn't. Felder Fries is the true heavyweight king. No, he isn't. Dougie wouldn't even make it past Allen's foot. I don't know where that is, but I assume that's the picket line to stop people getting into the bull. I can roll with the narrative that Volkov is the uncrowned champ because he is one of the boys, no doubt. I can roll with the narrative that Alexander Volkov... Yeah, Alexander Volkov is one of the uncrowned champs, dude. I'll pack your shit in. Sounds gay. Neil Magny had it the 5 head he does. Thoughts on Guru painted... Ow! Doug can't wear a beanie. His head is too big. I have a beanie, thank you very much, and it fits perfectly in my head. The DDP era was good while it lasted. It was good while it lasted. I missed the DDP era. Let's bring it back up. Paul Felder versus Edson Barbosi. Just a bit of Paul Felder appreciation. You should send $500 to everyone in the top 5 of the Tapology. Go, fuck that, mate! Send all the fucking profit for the channel over to the end. No. Volkov isn't a soy Brit like Aspinall. Volkov is the uncrowned heavyweight champion. Look at Felder just marching down Barbosi. Marching him down. Dougie's forehead bigger than Joanna's forehead in the Whaley fight when it turned into a bubble. Greatest women's fight of all time. Super shocking. Made people believe women's MMA was going to be good for years to come, brother. For years to come. Chandler got chinned by Ilya in that first exchange. Chandler's defense is... Chandler gets chinned by... Yeah, Chandler gets destroyed by Ilya. It's pure. Don't even. Dougie is rich as fuck. I know, mate. All the profit from the channel, $500. Volkov is an Almeida victim. Via the scoring criteria... actually, via the scoring criteria of MMA, Alexander Volkov won that fight fair and square. Felder, we got to stop spinning. We got to stop those spinning back fists. Although spinning back fists have made a return in 2025. Who would have thought? Nice one too, Felder. Real question, did you give Guru a sloppy footy, mate? No, not for Christmas. Maybe for his birthday. That one fight bought women's MMA a decade of defense while the White Knights... I know. Whenever they... And dude, I was one of them. Legit, I was one... My brother would always shit on women's MMA, and I would be like, nah, dude, there's some fucking wars. And I would just think about that one fight. But it's over now. Dougie's forehead is bigger than Dern's ass. It might be. You know what? One day we'll put my forehead right next to Dern's ass, and we'll see which one's bigger. It's like a 1 in 1,000 fight. Yeah, it is. It's a once in a life. It's one of those things that happens to the UFC where they just get such a good bounce. You know, like the first tough season being a great season and saving the UFC. Pride collapsing around them, so the UFC had no more competition. Just one of those things where they just got lucky, where like women's MMA was saved by that one fight being good, and it did really carry women's MMA for a decade. Now no one gives a fuck. A decade later, women's MMA is where it should be, in the trash. Rico, but like the biggest women's fight of maybe all time, Kayla Harrison, PFL champion, UFC champion, Amanda Nunes is coming back. Maybe only Nunes and Cyborg would be a bigger women's MMA fight. Is happening at the end of this month. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. Rico Verhoeven versus Volkov 2026. Rico Verhoeven. Misha Tate versus Kat Nzongo and Amanda Nunes versus Kat Nzongo were actually decent women MMA fights, but that was like a decade ago. I'll take your word for it. UFC is slowly dying. I don't think it is. I just think it's changing. I just think it's changing, and it feels like it's dying right now because we're in the break. I actually think UFC is going to grow next year. We'll be on a whole new fan base, and they seem to really be leaning into fun fights only, which is only going to grow the sport, make bigger moments on social media. It's going to grow it. So I'm feeling optimistic for the UFC, to be honest. I think the sporting aspect of it is dying, almost completely dead. Yeah, the rankings are still the sporting side of it. Essentially, getting into the rankings is the sporting side of it. But even then, Peyton Talbot sort of ruins that. Like we've seen people get babied into the rankings. So yeah, I don't know. I will say it once again: if Jailton got a different coach, he would have victimized the division with ground and pound. Yeah, I agree with you, Crisp. Just add on some ground and pound, Jailton. Some. Women's MMA is the best piss break. It is a well-needed piss break. This is true. Nunes versus Harrison is like if GSP came back to fight Khabib. It's massive. It's a huge fight. No one cares. Last minute, sick Paul Felder fight here with Barbosi. Marching forward the entire time. Too much spinning shit from Felder. Big kick to the body. Yeah! Felder goes, come on, man. Another one to the body. Hit me again, brother. Boom! On the double leg. Can't get him down. Barbosi posts. You love to see it. God, I miss the UFC. God, I miss old MMA. God, I miss this era. I'm telling you, boys, my era, the Reebok era, was the peak of MMA. Ilya knockout comes from big meaty hooks, and everyone knows straight punches beat curve ones. Chandler is a bad matchup. You're retarded. You're literally retarded. The sporting aspect is absolutely dying, but the show is going to be sick. The show is going to be better. They are going to ruin the UFC. They might. Yeah, they will, certainly for the hardcores. Yeah, the guys that want to see just the best fight the best. Just signed a $7.7 billion contract and will be shown to more people than ever before on a streaming service. Calling it dying is a bit... Yeah, I think we're talking about maybe not... I think what they're saying, Nacho, is that it's the sporting aspect, right? Not so much the health of the company itself, you know? Edson Barboza versus Mike Perry. Paul Felder versus Mike Perry, sorry. Yes. War. Paul Felder. War. Instantly, it's been the first minute. They're already cut up and bloody. They're already fighting in the pocket. War. If you don't understand... What am I doing? I think being in a cage fighting MMA is the sporting aspect. I think being in a cage fighting MMA is the sporting aspect. Sporting MMA is the sport. Yes. Correct, Justin. Good boy, Justin. Yes. Good boy, Justin. Yes. MMA is the sport of cage fighting. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy, Justin? Yes, you are. Yes. Fighting in a cage is MMA. That's the sport of it. Who good boy, Justin? You good boy. The entertainment aspect, on the other hand, is going to be going through the fucking roof. It's going to get way more fun around here. Real fucking quick. Ruffy left the nerds. I think he is just doing his training camp in Australia because his next fight is in Australia. So I think he's just staying here for the whole camp. I don't think he left them officially. They're doing another numbered event headlined by a cartoon BMF belt with no other real champions on the line. They're doing it again, Dougie. I know, the UFC have actually gaslighted the fans into accepting the BMF belt as a real belt and it being acceptable for a numbered event headliner. I know, and then you have fans saying, but it's not a pay-per-view. And you go, it actually is a pay-per-view. For like Canada and England and all of Europe and China and Singapore and Australia and New Zealand and Russia. Like, it actually is a fucking pay-per-view for the entire planet. And on the Australian pay-per-view, you're getting Dan Hooker as the co-main event. I'm sorry, but that is a fight night. That is a feature fight. At best, that's a feature fight. It's more of a pay-per-view opener than a fucking co-main event. What are we doing here? Feel like Felder and Barbosi won the wrong fights, but they're 1-1 anyway, so it's fine. Yeah. But it's all good. They worked it out. I already don't know why the UFC don't promote their fights anymore. It literally makes no sense. I literally forgot the biggest women's MMA fight is happening. I know. Like, it's in, a few days' time. Less than a month's time. What is the date? It's 27th. It's in less than a month. It's officially in less than a month. The biggest women's MMA fight of all time. Instead, Paddy Pimblett, lad. Paddy Pimblett lit Carlos Prates cigarette, lad. Paddy Pimblett called someone a sausage, lad. Ilya Topuria and Merab are driving around, lad. Biggest women's fight of all time. No one cares. The BMF should not exist. This isn't the WWE. I couldn't agree fucking more with you, real Bruce Wayne. UFC is a soap opera for men. It is. It's a reality TV show. Yeah. Who's the ringer? I don't know. We need Roy Nelson back. We do. Why did my tail start wagging? Oh. If Lopez beats Volk, you just know they're going to give the Weasel Yair the title shot. Oh, yeah. Because Yair is the #1 contender. He's just out with a hand injury. I rewatched Motar versus Nazim. That crowd was insanely loud. Ooh. I don't remember that fight at all. All belts are made up. Just watch the scraps, mate. That's what it's coming down to. Like, just watch the fight. But this is the problem, right? It kind of... I know this is insane. I'm going to get a lot of pushback for this. But it really does make me feel like the GOAT conversation ends and resets in 2025 to 2026. Like, we have to start a new GOAT conversation. Like, the era, the Zuffa era is over. It's dead now. It's over. We've been with TKO since 2023. We've finished up at ESPN. We're now officially TKO, obviously. It's been 2 years, and now we're with Paramount. When they keep fucking with Arman Sarukian's career, when they keep fucking with Merab, I can see them not giving Merab the rematch. I can just see that. And then giving it to Sean O'Malley instead. It affects the GOAT list going forward. And we don't even know how they're going to keep fucking with it in the future. So how do you compare the Zuffa era conversation about Mighty Mouse and Izzy and Usman and John Jones? How do you compare a Zuffa era conversation in a post-Zuffa era? I don't know how this is going to work out now. So, I don't know. I need to think about it. But I get, do you guys understand the picture that I'm trying to draw here? How do you match a Zuffa era GOAT conversation when fighters' careers are being fucked with? Movsar Evloev is being fucked with. Muhammad Makayev isn't even allowed to be in the UFC. What are they going to do with Merab? Who's the next guy that they're going to fuck? That's weird. That was a weird sentence to say. But you get what I'm saying. They cut Fredat Kratinov. Yeah. Outlast Trials is fun. What is Outlast? I don't know what that is. Ruffy is such a good sparring partner for Volk for the Diego fight, especially since he held Gene in the preparation as well. I agree, Nacho. Very good observation. You're correct. Yes. I have nothing else to add. Succinctly put, Nacho. Well stated, and I completely agree. It's a shame we still have the Apex. It is a shame we still have the Apex, isn't it? No aura. The BMF belt is okay as a co-main event for a feature fight for a real title fight, but it being the main event on a numbered event is lame as fuck. I agree, Shotgun. I completely agree. It's a fucking made-up belt. That's why I showed that slide in the video I did about Welcome to the UFC, it's a TV show. I showed that slide, and I went, yes, they used to do fucked up shit. Chael Sonnen would get John Jones for no reason because it was good for the numbers. Nacho, you said something in the Discord the other day that was perfect. Fucking Brock Lesnar was 1-1. Yes, we'll give him a title shot. They did used to do this. But look, it's a new era. These are 3 pay-per-views in a row. It's the entire first quarter. There is not a single champion fighting a #1 contender in the entire first quarter of the year. Welcome to Cooked City. The Ultimate Fighter needs to go away. That shit TV and shit fights. I agree. I think the Ultimate Fighter should be all of last year's cuts. All the people that the UFC cut last year, put in a house for a tournament. One of them gets their way back into the UFC. That way you already care about the fighters because you've already followed their career. So now you're watching the show. 2 weight classes, 170 and up and 170 and down. That's insane. 3 weight classes. 3 weight classes. 155 down. That's crazy. 145 and down. 146 to 175. 175 and up. Done. Fucking cooked. They've done a season like that before? Fuck, I'm an idiot. Shit. When was it, Nacho? What year was it? Where's Shotgun's here? Shotgun will tell us. When was this? I'm so stupid. I mean, if it isn't an American, who cares? They're just third world countries. We literally pay for your shit. We pay for your debt. Gaethje might even win, though. He's always doubted. Gaethje might win. Gaethje might win. Bring Taffa back. Best 20-second fighter ever. Disgusting. That's a good TV show for the casual fans. Diego and Yair handling business. That is a good episode of the UFC. That is a good one, yeah. The Zuffa era was the best era. It was the best era. Good. Yeah, the Zuffa era was the best era. It was, yeah. How are you, Paul? Good to see you, mate. How are you? O'Malley is definitely getting the title shot if he beats Yadong off. I agree. Yeah, if O'Malley gets a good performance over Yadong, they're going to do O'Malley versus Petr Yan and rest Marab. Dana acts like a woman and gets emotional when the fighters disagree with him. He does. That's why he hates Armin so much. They cry, yep, Outlast trial. What is Outlast? What is that? If the UFC crashes, I truly believe MMA as a whole will go through a Great Depression a decade before anything close arises. It'll just move back to Southeast Asia. It'll get absorbed by Southeast Asia. Look at the card Ryzen are putting on for New Year's. It's fucking insane. I don't know any of the names, but I can tell it's a big deal because it's the 10-year anniversary and everyone around Ryzen seems to be very excited. So it'll just move back over to the East where they care about mixed martial arts. Dougie's looking for the next guy to shut up. You should get some sweet tattoos. No, Muay Thai. How are you, man? Good to see you, brother. Outlast. Scary ass shit, Dougie. Play it live for us to see and poop his pants. Chael versus... What is Outlast? What is Outlast? What is Outlast? I will, because we'll do some gameplay streams. Outlast. Primarily refers to the first-person survivor horror game. Oh my god. Where players, unarmed journalists explore terrifying locations. Oh my god, no. Is it on Steam? Outlast on Steam. Oh, how much is it? $6. $6. Outlast is $6 on Steam. Is this the one, Eric? Is this the one, chat? I'll buy this tonight and install it, and we'll do an Outlast playthrough. For the, not even for the members. We'll just do a quick Outlast play. Is this the one? Someone answer me. Someone fucking answer me in the chat. Someone fucking answer me. Answer me. That's the one. Thank you. Thanks, brother. Fuck my ass. Fuck me. Fuck me right in the ass. That's the wrong one. I hate you guys. Here's the link. No links, brother. Where am I up to? Outlast Trials is the latest one. Outlast Trials. Outlast Trials is the latest one. Let's have a look. Outlast Trials is the latest. Outlast Trials on Steam. Let's have a look. Is that one Outlast Trials? Is this one $6 though? Probably not. Outlast Trials. This one's $20. We won't be playing this one. We'll be playing the $6 one instead. We'll be playing Outlast. We won't be playing Outlast Trials. I'm not spending $20 for a single stream on a game that I'm never going to play again. It's for playing on PlayStation. Well, I don't fucking have a PlayStation. Okay? Alright? I have an Xbox. If the UFC crashes, I truly believe... I've read that one. Chael versus Jones was a huge controversy at the time, but it was a rare thing. Now it's a standard procedure. Yeah, I know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I get that this thing used to happen, but I feel like we've leaned hard into it, and now we're in a whole new era. Welcome to Cook City. Welcome to Cook City, Paul. Welcome to Cook City. The only gimmicky belt the UFC should create is the country champs, so we can actually have world competition like the Olympics. We kind of do. Yeah, we kind of do. I need to add up the rest of last year. Holy fuck, I did the whole Olympic count thing and I left it to like 4 cards left before we made who won the UFC. And I was going to do a video on it. And I completely forgot. And I've just been sitting here watching Paul Felder fights when I've got work to do on the stream. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Why didn't any of you remind me that I've been doing the Olympic count? God, chat. I think it's the one with Matt Serra. Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense. They did 2 comeback seasons. Yep, that makes sense. The Matt Serra one. Yep, that makes sense. The first one was 2007. Yes. Common, casual, Dougie. Okay, thank you. Who else remembers UFC Adelaide being on TV for free in Australia? I don't remember that at all. I didn't even know they'd ever gone to Adelaide. Armin treated worse by the UFC than pull out Costa. No. Tom Aspinall has been treated the worst, actually. Thank you. Smart casual takes. Exactly. We just dress up smart and casual here. That's all it is. These are just smart casual takes, mate. How many UFC fans will actually transfer to Ryzen if UFC would fail as a company? At least I believe MMA in North America will. Oh, yeah. I mean, it'll be a lot. It'll die. It'll go back to being a super niche, small, hardcore sport. Like, UFC has brought in a lot of casuals. They will all die off. They will all die off. Yeah. Yeah. I won't die off because before I was a UFC fan, I didn't understand how the fuck MMA and boxing worked with all the different leagues and all the different promotions and how to pirate. I didn't know any of that shit. Now I have a decent understanding of different leagues and promotions and how to pirate fights. So I'm in now. I'm properly in. But the casual fans who just want to turn on Netflix, turn on Fight Pass, turn on ESPN, turn on CBS, turn on Paramount Plus, all those casual fans, they're all fucking disappearing. That's the first game. Outlast Trials is an online multiplayer version. Well. Outlast your mum? Ew. What's up, Wick? How are you, mate? Why are you out of the basement? Get back into the basement, Wick. Of course, Dougie will be an Xbox player. Yeah, Xbox is better. Dougie looking extra. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it today, sir. Dougie, did you watch those videos about Kadyrov? Nope. I should, though. I absolutely should. The Olympic card to... I know, not now. We're wrapping up the stream now, chat. It's been over an hour. We're getting out of here, chat. Didn't forget Felder lost his mean mug in the Barbosi fight. Man, Paul Felder didn't lose that mean mug, though. And that's what's really important. At least we all sat down today and we said, man, how good is Paul Felder? Is Outlast Trials free on Xbox? No, Outlast Trials is not free on Xbox. So we're playing the set. It's $50 on Xbox! It's $20 on Steam! What's wrong with these people? No, we're not doing that. No, we'll play a $6 version of Outlast. That's that. But we've got to do the Olympics first. There's a lot to do, chat. We can't just be sitting here playing games. There's MMA stuff to do still. We're the busiest MMA channel on the internet. You've seen... My first fighter was Tank Abbott. I'm that old. I remember Tank Abbott. I remember rewatching Tank Abbott. My God, he was fat. Hated toe holds. Hated them. Dougie's just dying to mention Tom Aspinall's name. A question about Armin. Well, let me tell you about it. You're talking about Tom Aspinall. Tuivasa versus JDS was the main event. It was on Channel 10 or Prime. I don't remember this at all. How is Ars Antol treated the worst by the UFC? Hey, kid, don't want to be there. It is what it is. We're stripping immediately and making Gazio versus Tuivasa for the vacant title. Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, no, he gets no support from the UFC. Dana White hates him. He's the worst treated out of all the fighters. Honestly, the worst treated fighter is probably... Who's the worst treated fighter in the UFC? The worst treated fighter. I don't know. Probably Volkov. Probably Alexander Volkov. We're going to make it up to you, kid. Here's Jailton Almeida. Oh, Tom Aspinall's injured. How about Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane for the interim title? Looks like you're going to have to keep waiting. I would say Volkov is the worst traded, right? Volkov? Tito Ortiz? Current. Gegard Mousasi? Current. Used to be a fan that read news articles for live scoring and Twitter clips. Wow, that's old school, Junior. Well done, dude. Dougie, when I was in Melbourne, a place called Tarneet had a lot of Indians. Are you from there? No, I'm not from Tarneet, dickhead. Okay? You've seen me walking around my suburb, sir. There's none of them out there, sir. I live in a good, clean suburb, sir. O'Malley's such a lock, and then Jan is going to skin the fuck out of him in the rematch? Yes, I agree. Got to play in the dark with full headphones on? We can do that. This room doesn't get fully dark, but we can do that. I slept through the entirety of Boxing Day. How was it? It was good, Jim. How was your day? I hope that you had a wonderful time with the family. This has been a good stream. But we're at the end now. We're going to do the outro. We're going to do the outro here, chat. I know, it's time to roll the outro, chat. We're at the end of the stream. We're towards the end of the stream, chat. I'm going to read all of your chats still, but this is the end. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. I'm in a silly mood today, chat. Jan is going to maraud O'Malley in the rematch. I agree with you, Wixen. Get back in your fucking cage. Get back in your cage, Wixen. Paul Felder was the one who limited Charles Oliveira's monster win streak. He TKO'd him and Charles went, all right, bet, locked in, got a daughter, got blonde and made massive... This is true. This is true, but Paul Felder was the last one to truly finish Charles Oliveira with the crazy elbows. Tank Abbott was fat, but one of the strongest punchers ever in MMA. He could also punch 600 pounds in his prime. There is a video of it on YouTube. That's fucking insanity. I did not know that. But you have to admit, Tank Abbott hated a fucking toe hold. Hated a toe hold. Gegard Mousasi. Didn't someone say Tom Aspinall? I haven't heard that name since I was here. Tom Aspinall, huh? We could stay for another hour and a half and talk about Tom Aspinall. The UFC is about being cool and Tom is not cool. Tom is cool! Tom is cool. DJ or Askren. Yeah, DJ horribly treated. Ben Askren also horrible. But I think modern fan, like in the UFC currently, not of all time. Of all time, probably Mighty Mouse. I would agree. Is the worst treated MMA fighter of all time is probably Mighty Mouse. They literally said, just get the fuck out of here. They just robbed him and said, get the fuck out of here. I've dropped my headphone. I can't hear the outro. I can't hear the stream. I can't hear the quality of anything. There we go. I'm here. But I would say currently Volkov, right? Tony got fucked over pretty hard in his prime when Conor was gallivanting. Not galvanizing. Gallivanting is the word. Holding the belt hostage and his prime was completely wasted. True. Stipe, yeah, MMA, yeah, but you could do a whole video, and maybe I will, on the history of Dana White hating his heavyweight champions. Maybe I will do that video to educate the newer fans. Dana White has always hated the UFC heavyweight champion. They have never gotten along, ever. How are you, Footy Town? What's good, mate? Hey, Dougie, what's up? Hope you remember me. How's everything's going, buddy? Keep pushing. Thank you, Footy Town. I will. Ironically, I shan't be pushing anymore on this stream because we've been live for an hour and a half, and that's the end of the stream, mate. But I shall keep pushing overall in the grand scheme of my MMA endeavors. And I appreciate you, Footy Town. Footy. Tony Ferguson at 12-fight win streak and got 0 undisputed title shot. Gane will get his 4th, by the way. Fucking hate Ciryl Gane. Li Jingliang has been poorly treated. I mean, he bought a brand new suit and everything. Dougie lives in an area where the Indians were okay. People want Pereira versus Gane instead of Gane versus Volkov just because Gane is a few minutes of good fighting against Arsenal. Yes, essentially. Yes. What do you think of Tate versus Chaseman? I think it was horribly embarrassing. I think Andrew Tate is the level above a gym bro and just below an amateur fighter. That's the level of fighter that is Andrew Tate. Better than your average gym bro who knows how to hit the bag and do some cardio kickboxing. Worse than any amateur fighter. What's up, Dougie? You busted out trick. Ugh. Remember when we were all wrong at that? Tom Aspinall is cool! It's Aaron here, buddy. Forgot to mention that. You mean Aaron from my Aaron? The Tyler? Aaron the Tyler? Is that you, mate? Aaron? Azza? My Azza? My Tyler, mate, Azza? How you been, brother? It's good. Shout out to the family. Hope everyone's doing good, brother. What are we doing? Need a record for DJ, another record for DJ, another record for DJ. An hour and a half, haven't called it. An hour and a half is a good stream, dickhead. It's a good stream, all right? It's a very good stream, especially when there's nothing all happening in MMA, okay? An hour and a half is a good stream. John Filch got it pretty bad. Had an 8 fight in a row before his first title shot, then won another 5 in a row, lost 1 fight against Prime Hendricks, 1 win and then 1 loss and then cut. John Filch got it pretty bad. He had to win 8 fights in a row before his first title shot, that is, especially back then. Then win another 5 in a row, lost 1 fight against Hendricks, then 1 win, then lost 1 and then cut. That is bad. That is bad. Filch went 14, 3 and 1 in the UFC. That is pretty bad. Tom is cool, but we need evil Tom and nothing less. I agree. My Aaron, well, chills, that's it. Dougie's, that Aaron. What's up? Good to see you, man. Dougie didn't stream the AJ Paul fight. He lied, so he owes us another 2 hours. Get fucked. How about get fucked? I said I might stream it, not that I would stream it. An hour and a half is slack it. Fuck you. Dougie's gap is busted about. Okay, all right. Dana hates GSP after Dana does hate GSP. This is true. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's like a second Christmas. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. Great stream. Great stream. Hell of a stream. I said, wow, what a stream. Australian stream. American stream. Amazing stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be live again tomorrow. We'll go live. Maybe we'll play the horror game. We must finish the UFC Olympics to see who won. America, Russia, or Brazil. We must check this, brother. So let's do that first. Let's do proper MMA stuff first. Dougie shows ownership over Aaron. All right. Read Ricky. What's Ricky? Dougie's a coward and I would sleep him. Ricky, fuck you. All right? I would hold you down and gang rape you on my own. It would be a one-man gang raping. All right? You'd end up looking like a fucking plasterer's radio by the time I was done with you, mate. Okay? By the time it all dried off, they'd have to fucking get you out of there with a pickaxe like you were frozen in ice. That's how badly I'd do you, Ricky. So fucking watch it, son. Stop it. Never. What is the UFC Olympics? I'll explain it on another stream. I'm not explaining it all. I'm getting out of here. Nice fat seps, Dougie. I've been going to town on the... I'm not fat. All right, I'm leaving. I hope you guys all have a great night in America and Canada. I hope you all have a great Arvo in Australia. And I hope that all you Europeans have a great day. I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hell of a stream. Remember to always appreciate Jake Paul. Remember to always appreciate Paul Felder. One of the greatest fighters of all time. Underappreciated is Paul Felder. Tomorrow we'll do the Olympics. See you, my Aaron. Say as. Have a good one, man. Say hi to the family for me, brother. And I'll see the rest of you degenerate bastards in tomorrow's stream. If you remember, there's a new memes video out. Members, go to the members tab. There's a new meme reaction video out. Go watch that. I remember that. All right, cool. See you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.